Welcome to the 2021 CMG member-only webinar series for the Color Applications Workshops. My name is Stephanie Deitche, the head of Avient ColorWorks US and Canada, as well as the CMG Vice President of Marketing and the board liaison to the Color Applications Committee. As members, this cone probably looks familiar to you, but as a refresher, the color forecasting process for the CMG starts with individual participants and the research into all of the trend influences and drivers. They then meet in workshops called chromosomes to discuss color stories and forecast 12 colors that they predict to be important in 2 years. We also have conferences, which are larger events that are held in regions outside North America and produce results equal to the chromosome. Next, all the workshop results are steered into 4 regional forecasts. Then our 4 forecasts are revealed at our annual international summit as the CMG World Color Forecast. And finally, members gather to discuss the applications of the World Color Forecast to industry-specific products where we truly bring color to life. The color applications workshops, such as the ones we are deep diving into today, will be making a transition to ColorContext. ColorContext is one of 3 initiatives introduced in 2020. It is a member benefit and a CMG outreach opportunity. It reminds members monthly that workshop reports are available to them, and it highlights the expertise of our membership in forecasting colors specific to industries. On January 19th, 26th, and 28th of this year, 76 of the best and brightest participants participated in the CMG members only ColorContext workshops, which were held virtually for the very first time. The workshop goal: to take 64 colors that were forecasted in the 2022 World Color Forecast and choose 12 of them for each segment and bring them to life and applying them to real world products. Just as some housekeeping, please feel free to add your questions in the chat and the Q&A at the bottom of the webinar that you can see. We have a lot of ground to cover today and a lot of people presenting, hopefully more successfully than I was started out today. So make sure that in the chat box that you put which workshop you would like to have that question aimed towards. And we will handle all of those at the very end, while we will bring everybody back together and have the workshop questions answered at that point in time for a really great Q&A. All right, everybody, it's time to get started. On January 19th, the Lifestyles and Consumer Group tackled the first 4 of the segments to discuss. Durable, non-durable, fashion, and visual communications were the topic of that day's discussion. Here with us today is Mercedes Landazuri. Mercedes will be presenting the durable and non-durable goods findings, and she is the Color Lab Technology Director of Peacock Colors. In addition to her involvement in the CMG, she sits on multiple boards for the Society of Plastics Engineers. She is an active volunteer for the Industrial Designers Society of America, and she co-hosts the Plastic Chicks podcast. So please help me in welcoming Mercedes to the screen. Hi, Mercedes, how you doing?
Hey, Stephanie, thank you for that introduction. And gosh, that's a lot of pressure on me, though, to not have as many technical difficulties.
Ironically, oh, you gotta love the virtual world.
It was perfect for me because for some reason my computer just turned off exactly when we were at the half hour there. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
All right.
Okay, the 2022 and beyond global color direction for durable goods is predominantly driven by the anticipation of a collective exhale after the tensions of 2020 and 2021. We feel the necessity to learn how to survive as a group and on our own. We crave contact, but stay mindful of safety, both personally and collectively. As a result, we are becoming connected vagabonds, present both physically and digitally. So the first group of forecasted colors for durable goods are driven by an earthy grounding. And that comes from the trend stories Safe Harbor from Asia Pacific, L'Essential from the European region, and Revival from Latin America. Happy Chocolate represents self-indulgence and full satisfaction, but also the earthy, embraceable warmth that we're gravitating toward. We can expect to see this color in appliances, especially countertop appliances, such as stand mixers. Vitalidade is a familiar color reminiscent of our grandparents' shoes and clothing. It transports us to a nostalgic past while at the same time anchoring us in the present. This color adds warmth to wood grain. This is our new but understandable yellow. The cottage core trends are bringing us to this optimistic sepia color. We'll be seeing this color more and more in automotive, with seats moving from light grays to beige to cozier, warmer toned leathers. We can also expect to see this in more esoteric releases for automotive, such as the new VW bus, and interiors. We'll see the bleached out balsa look moving more to richer toned wood furnishings. Low chroma blue-green, cultivo urbano, is our connection between the past and the future. Its earthy, calming hue is allowing us to transition towards the long anticipated warmth. Like Vitalidade and automotive exteriors, we'll definitely be seeing this one in more nostalgic models, as well as RVs and trailers. For home and commercial decor, we can expect to see this hue in vegan leather seating, awnings, and patio accessories. Green represents balance, while the blue here indicates depth and stability. And this grounding dark teal invokes both of those. We embraced self-metamorphosis through the continual pursuit of self-improvement. Counterbalance is a stabilizing, impartial hue that highlights the importance of balance and harmony of local and virtual communities. The color could be well complemented by bright reds and stabilized muted warm gray shades. So we envision balancing this balancing color to use to give robotics a more softer, approachable feel. And in the home, we can expect to see it used in countertop appliances, microwave ovens, and oven accents. In furniture, we'll see it being used in hard materials, such as chair and table legs, but less likely in plush. So this will probably be used also as a coating color to disguise harsher materials like metals. The next four colors are driven by the need for calmness and introspection. Those come from the trend stories, again, Safe Harbor from Asia Pacific, L'Essential, European region, and Semimorphosis from Latin America. Firmly grounded with its deep violet hue, Introspect conveys a sense of contemplation. It contains subtle energy that encourages movement, allowing for evolution and adaptation for survival. This color is the best representation of our inner vagabond. This color will be used in suede furnishings, sporting goods, small home decor items like organizational bins, as well as a dappling of usage in appliance components, such as rubber nibs, bases, and grips. In the North American forecast, this color is described as a neutral hue with red and blue, evoking depth, strength, and endurance. Community acts as a color support system that helps us find and share courage, resilience, and hope. These values unite humanity and our causes, assuring that change is possible with each other's help. We'll see this one in automotive in some unique vehicle accents, such as boxier models of SUVs. This will be a bold transitional move for laptops and other personal electronics, distancing us from the basic grays. In sporting goods, we'll see this as an alternative to grays, as well as in patio furnishings. Neutral shade perched between hope and isolation. Transition provides a seclusion conjuring environment that stimulates internal reflection and deep thought. It's a clean tinge that offers release for daring actions. This color provides a base for other colors in the forecast, and it will remain a constant in automotive, interiors and exteriors, and home accessories such as speakers. This is another color that will be utilized to disguise synthetic materials to make them feel more natural. It's also another one that will be used as a softener for robotics. Dreamtime is a low chroma green yellow metallic with a neutral gray appearance. Its green foundation references calmness and familiarity that grounds us on our journey forward. It's a transitional hue that is helping us move from those cooler metallics to warmer metallics. And we'll start to see this one in automotive paneling details, actually in interiors, sporting vehicle details, as well as in exercise equipment. So our final group in the durable goods forecast are driven by the brave and hopeful move forward. That is coming from the trend stories resilience from European region, sine qua non, Latin America, semi-morphosis, Latin America, and be fearless, North America. A metallic dark brown, darkness has a near black with a hint of yellow hue. Earthy, but shiny and new, it represents deep thoughts. It acts as a deep, warm neutral. We've started to see this in automotive as a warmer alternative to black that isn't as soft as brown. And we'll also see black alternatives like this popping up in durable goods created from dark or hard to color recycled materials. So this intense, vibrant, saturated orange, despertar, represents the power of the sun and symbolizes the anticipation of future experiences. Living and savoring life, finally, enjoying the scents emanating from the earth in the dawn of a new revival. It'll be used as a coating for hard components and furniture, as well as an accent to soften robotics, small parts like wire covers and grips. We'll also see it as a toned down version of exercise equipment, moving away from the relentlessly bright hues we're used to seeing in high intensity equipment. So deep blue with a hint of red, Réunion clears up as a blue hue to help us concentrate on our next step forward. We expect to continue seeing this in automotive exteriors, commercial cabinetry, for healthcare and office settings, commercial seating like restaurant and diner booths, and in home decor such as soft goods, duvets, and throws. Morning dew is inspired by new beginnings and our need to release the tensions we have been feeling for so long. Look for this airy hue in kettles, toasters, and even pressure cookers. Ironic, right? We'll also see it in softer accessories for the home and as a more approachable color for sporting goods. In robotics, we can expect to see more of this color for large surfaces as a white replacement, again, to make service robots more approachable. And on to non-durable. So the global color direction for non-durable goods forecasted is predominantly driven by the increased value of our personal environment with a focus on what we feel is essential. We want to be safe. We want to be happy. We look towards adaptable, sustainable colors that promote hope, recovery, and comfort. The colors chosen from the 2022 and beyond World Color Forecast represent those needs. The first driver identified for these applications was the need to feel grounding, safety, and protection. These colors speak to a sense of purpose and place and are leading us confidently into, and I kind of cringe when I say this again, the new normal. That's coming from the trend stories Safe Harbor, Asia Pacific activism, Asia Pacific, sine qua non, Latin America, semi-morphosis, Latin America, be fearless, North America, and communities of change, North America. So first off, we have fervor. Classic red builds a stable excitement, exudes safe power, approachable tactile, it's flexible, and can accommodate a lot of other colors. It's truthful and it's honest. Great, leading us confidently into that new normal. It's been influenced by all 4 regions and 6 color stories. It's a necessary color that allows us to feel approachable and honest at the same time. So with everyone venturing out into the world unmasked, we'll see this deep shade popping up in cosmetics, particularly in lipsticks, finally, in a similar way that we saw Victory Red popping up after World War II. We'll also start to see it in marketing and promotional items. It's high chrome enough to be exciting, but dark enough to exude a level of safety and comfort. Reunion, again, strong blue, central, grounded, and safe. Definitely, it's going to be important in many subsegments in sporting goods, accessories like watch bands, and other wearable tech, as well as home decor, especially items for entertaining like napkin rings, placemats, and towels, things that we're going to be using for guests. The next three forecasted colors, non-durables, are bright, energetic colors that personify our desire to choose optimism over fear and add energy and play back into our lives. So that is coming from the Trend Stories Resilience in European region, Hungry Senses, European region, and Be Fearless, North America. So response was brought to us by North American Forecast originally as part of all three trend stories for the region. It's now manifested itself as a clear representation of change reality and facing our fears as we emerge out of our isolated existence. While we will see this in all non-durable goods areas, the specific subsegments these will be found in are primarily consumer electronics, such as gaming accessories like controllers, headsets, console customization features, as well as sports equipment and apparel. Seeker is a bold, spirited pink that lends an upbeat tempo to the non-durable forecast. It's energetic and bubbly. This blue shaded pink is resilient and joyful addition to most palettes for this segment. We're going to see it used in the home in cheery accents, very similar to Buddy, which is up next, in mats and throw pillows. We'll also see the strong pink in sporting goods. We'll catch glimpses of it in padding, little surprising shoe soles, glove grips on the insides of gloves, and carrying cases as well. So it's quite interesting that the usage of Buddy is a combination of environmental trends as well as the trends expressing the duality between the digital and the real, the physical. It's an expression of freshness, the tiny buds bursting forth from the earth, but it also brings an unexpected playfulness and much needed brightness to our tired souls. So we're going to see it being found in consumer electronics, but just as relevant in home decor. That surprising pop of color in items like doormats, rugs, throw pillows, cushions, bedding accents, things you won't expect to see it. You'll open a door and you'll see it on a little panel or a little nub under the toilet seat. Just a nice, surprising, friendly pop. The next two colors are driven by a renewed focus on global and personal sustainability. Those are from the trend stories Safe Harbor, Activism, Less Essential, and Revival. Clarity is a rich sky blue that gives way to the crisp, clear start to a new day. A subtle, penetrating blue. It's not abrupt. It's embraceable. It's comforting. The clarity invokes sustainability in a long-term life cycle. The specific uses we're going to see for this, we're going to see jewelry made from recycled materials, as well as home accessories like bioplastic dishware and some ceramic and painted or coated natural materials. Germinal is aptly influenced by the stories of environmental concern and duality. Gritty and nature-inspired, this near neutral is a grounded green that lends a livable environment for our sustainable world. The group saw this as a neutral lingering in the background. It's a starting point for the other colors from the forecast to build from. Vastly seen in soft goods and rugs, branching out to consumer goods, this color is helpful in difficult to color sustainable materials. We'll also see it in tablecloths, throws, vases, as well as 3D printed accessories made from recycled resins. The next four colors are driven by our desire to evolve with support, wisdom, and inclusion. Those are from the trend stories Cloud Life, Hungry Senses, Unbiased, Be Fearless, and Communities of Change. Oh, sorry. There we go. Decision does not lie, and its quiet flexibility gives us the perfect backdrop for all other colors. Represented in the world color forecast with a glossy, reflective, clean slate, it is adaptable and joyous, providing us with a hopeful truth. We'll be seeing this one in sportswear with super glossy helmets and new glossy and reflective treatments for numbering and lettering on jerseys. We'll also see it in high gloss jewelry items like statement necklaces, large zoom-friendly earrings, and even on watch bands. Intervalo is quite important as it is one of the most flexible colors in the forecast. The color description says it best. It's balanced, low chroma, blue-green, brings sophistication, wisdom to the tired world. Tactile and authentic, it is comforting and yet complex. Reflexion feels like an anachronistic knowledge and wisdom that meets modern age. This weathered, brassy metallic recites its own history while bringing us into a more educated and mindful future. Look for this color in purses, accessory details like stitching or piping on a plain material. And we'll also see this one used similarly in home decor as a subtle addition over more austere colors and materials. Buy local is the epitome of organic, earthy, connected, and grounded. It's the unified voice speaking to us all, reaching everyone and connecting with no boundaries. All are welcome. It's a universal color prevailing across almost all segments and regions. We don't see this one on high energy sporting goods, but we do see it used as grounding elements for office and interior decor, like desktop items and organizers. Novo Olhar is non-committal neutral with a welcoming disposition. It speaks to our need to be guided to a place of evolution, giving a soft and adaptive foundation. This is the only color that was limited to the non-durable goods forecast. We're starting to see it in electronics and accessories as they shift to a warmer white. This will lead to a shift for items like phone cases, office and organization supplies, decor in textured elements like sheep wool rugs and throws, as well as vegan leathers and faux fur. So the sentiments that influence this forecast direction include our intrinsic hope for wisdom. In order to confidently emerge into our next normal, they bring much needed brightness to our tired souls. We are ready to start a new day in a livable environment for our sustainable world. We yearn to be resilient and joyful. Our forecast is tactile and authentic. These colors are adaptive and personify our desire to be unified, inclusive, and hopeful. Thank you.
Really great job, Mercedes. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And we're going to go ahead and bring Mercedes back at the end for the panelist Q&A, as well as everybody else who will be presenting today. So next up will be, Ashley Banbury. She will be discussing the residential workshop and is the champion of that workshop. Ashley is the senior color designer for Sherwin-Williams Consumer Brand Group and has the responsibility to support retail brands in paint, aerosol, and stains in the DIY and pro industry. Always inspired by culture, media, fashion, and design, her expertise translating global lifestyle trends through color gives consumer confidence in the color selection process. Please help me welcome to the screen, Ashley. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Stephanie?
I'm doing great. It is fantastic to see you. I'm so excited to see what you guys came up with. All right, I'll let you go for it.
I'm excited to share it. Let me get my screen going. All right. So for residential interiors, we really had a successful day of virtual conversations. We had two groups of professionals. They covered various applications in the home, ranging from paint, tile, textiles, cabinetry, and laminate. So here are some of the colors. The two groups narrowed down from the world color palette down to 12 colors. And then the facilitators, we all got together for a final steering session. So we narrowed those down to a final 12 of 2022 residential interiors colors. These colors are hues that we're seeing coming into the home in 2022 and beyond, and it can be used in various applications such as paint, textiles, cabinetry, furniture. So let's walk through these 12 shades for you all. Our first one is Buy Local. It's really inspired by the continued activism needed for environmental protection. While we were all in 2020 lockdown and still in 2021 lockdown, so many things happen out in the world. We experienced wildfires, global water scarcity, the abundance of plastic waste, and those are just to name a few. So we really needed to reevaluate more sustainable practices and production of packaging and fashion. That's going to continue. That's something that we've, had our eye on, and that's going to continue forth on. So Buy Local is a color that influenced by our continuing need to be aware of our everyday environmental impact to the world. It's a natural beige with a slight red and yellow influence to it. And it's a color of natural fibers supporting local industries and ethical practices. So where we see this really coming into the home is through cabinetry, paint, wall coverings, and flooring. And you can see how in the photo, it's really started to influence some of the wood tones. You might see some of the wood tones start to warmer up, and this is the reason why. Our next color, Intervallo. We're in this transitional phase right now in our lives. Intervallo is really representational of the pause and the time for reflection that we all have taken. So we're creating a space for calm and relaxation. It allows us to really think about the next phase of our lives. So it's a color that's in between blue and green, and it's really showcasing the change and evolution that we're all experiencing. We're really seeing this a color that can be used in paints, any type of textile, furniture, cabinetry, decor, and accessories. And I love this picture showing how it really can be incorporated into a room through upholstery, an accent on a headboard, and how that color can be combined then with artwork and accessories through your home. The next color is New Day. This is a key color for North America. And New Day is a calm color, and it has this very slight artificial influence. So our need and desire to help and connect to our local communities is really at an all-time high. And we're creating personal connections in this virtual world. So that's kind of the artificial influence of the color. It is a shade that captures our hope for a fresh start, stimulating new initiatives that help our communities. New Day is really a balanced red-based blue. And it's showing our transition from cool to warm colors in the home. And we see this color being brought into our homes through paints, home decor, accessories, furniture, and textiles. And you can see on the photo how it's starting to influence some upholsteries. It really is a great color when you're trying to bridge that gap of the cool and warm colors in your home. And our next color, German R. It is a color that brings hope to symbolizing a stage of rebirth and restarting with purity. We understand that the planet is what leads life. The planet's here forever, and we're just here for a small moment in time on it. This balanced green with yellow undertones is pure and clean. It's youthful, offsetting some of the more mature colors that we have in our home. And we see this color really being brought in through textiles, home accessories, furnishings, paint, and wall colorings. And you can see in the photo how it's starting to bring a youthful vibe to more of a nostalgic piece of furniture. And it's really a great combination. Bridge is a saturated hue, and it shouts our need for self-reliance. It's a truthful green with a hint of blue. It closes the gap of our personal emotion and physical communities. There's a growth needed in both areas of the two, and the two need to come together really to form unity. Unity is really kind of an important theme, going on right now. So where do we see this? Textiles, home decor, and accessories. This color, you can see how it's being brought in through an accent and home decor in the photo, and it's just a nice pop of vibrant color. And Nanu Nanu is a metallic. It is very futuristic, and it's ready to embrace a new bold interior. It's a dark black with a midnight green influence. It's about the possibilities with a new fluid metallic glisten to it. It's inspired by our curiosity of the unknown in our universe and our place. Contemporary with an attitude that can make the color a new black. Where we see it being brought into the home is different textiles, furniture, accessories, home decor, wall coverings, cabinetry, wall tile, and lining. So you can see how in the photo, it is really this daring tile, and it does feel like a new interpretation of a black. Introspect is a new direction for a neutral. It feels warm and safe, but it still has some great balance to it and offers a sense of contemplation with energy of a moment, allowing us to grow and evolve. Introspect complements and grounds the shades of the home and embraces the fascination with mysterious purples. This color is going to be used in wall tiles, furniture, textile paint, wall coverings, and home decor. And I really like this interpretation in the photo. I think it really brings the colors together in the home and grounds the home decor pieces. Kukuma is inspired by our need for fundamentals in life. Paring back, we're reconsidering the basics to harmonize our lives in a more sustainable way. So Kukuma is an intense earthy yellow with a slightly red undertone, and it's reminding ourselves sometimes less is more. We see this really in paint, furniture, home decor, accessories, and textile. And I really love the photo of the accent wall and the paint. It's just really an earthy color, but it does have that tense dose of vibrancy and that optimism that we're all wanting to have in our space. And then we have Nova Alar. It is a fresh neutral that is pure and clean. In a time that we feel like our world has kind of been flipped upside down, this really emulates the familiar that we're all looking to have. We see this being used anywhere throughout the home. It can be in paint, tile, upholstery, wall coverings. It's just really endless. It has that clean, minimalistic look. Here we have a photo how it's used in window treatments for Hunter Douglas, and it's just very simple and clean and minimalistic. Within, it's a warm red. It's filled with emotion and courage. It is a color that characterizes self-reflection and a journey for survival towards an undetermined future. This color, again, is paint, furniture, home decor, accessories, textiles, and window coverings. Here we see it as an interpretation of upholstery on some furniture. It's just kind of a color that is daring, and I think it really is influenced by the story that was in Be Fearless. Revisited, it is a soft green cyan that stands for clear mind and acceptance of the new normal we are all experiencing. Keeping things local and supporting our communities that we're all doing in our virtual relationships. Once we begin to look beyond the protective glass we have all lived behind, we have an acceptance to life, but it has a new twist to it. So how we see this being brought into the home is through lighting, home decor, cabinetry, wall tile, wall coverings, and textiles. And here you can see how it's brought in through a wall tile accent wall, and it's just very nice and clean. Definitely a new take on color through the home. An aesthetic, it is a color that is embracing the need to live life with reason. Representing the increased industries in vegan cuisine. It is a shade that is dark and mysterious, a green that has a balance of the green and the yellow. It's tough, but it's not a dominant color. So it really embodies that durability and trust that we're all seeking right now. So how we seen this being brought into the home is through cabinetry, paint, wall coverings, textile. This really is a great paint color you can see in the photo, and it has that kind of earthy tone, but still very trustworthy and durable. Those are all the 12 colors. So we really had to reevaluate the way we're using colors in our home, and we're embracing them. And you can see these shades are really rooted in optimism, acceptance, and cultivated in nature. There we go.
Thank you so much, Ashley. That was amazing. I really enjoyed that. And please stick around for the discussions and the panelist questions later. All right. We look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely.
Great job. All right, everybody, moving on and keeping this going. We're going to bring our contract commercial team to the screen here and introduce you to our champion and facilitator, Mavis Truscott and Laura Adams. Mavis is a registered interior designer in Canada. Office design in Calgary has been her experience, and she has worked on offices from 1,000 square feet to 100,000 square feet. Working from home over the last year, her design work has moved to residential design, and she's thoroughly enjoying it. Laura Adams is a textile design consultant currently serving as the creative design manager for Milliken Specialty Interiors in the contract and residential markets. In her free time, she spends as much time as possible at the beach searching for perfect recipe for low country boil, which I need to know what that is, Laura. And please help me in welcoming Laura and Mavis to the screen. Or Laura, I think you're up first, correct? Oh, you're on mute. Oh, Mavis is up first. All right. All right, Mavis.
Well, thank you. We'll continue with the contract division. Our palette comes from multiple stories within the global palette, with three main drivers surfacing, which are sustainability, grounding, and inclusiveness. There was a sense of metamorphosis throughout these trends as our lives are continuing to change and grow, resulting in colors that were layered, complex, and not easily pinpointed to any specific color family. Together, these culminate in a color palette that is universal and highly specifiable. Our first color is transition. From the color story Be Fearless, transition is a new classic that is highly specifiable. A step let down of Satil with lower chroma and slight brightness, transition is warm, but crosses over to enhance cooler palettes. This color perfectly represents the uncertainty of what the next few years will bring, while maintaining a safe choice for any environment and a range of color complements. The industry applications that we see this in are exterior, interiors, textiles, surfaces, paints, wall coverings, leather, flooring, tile, and light fixtures. From the color story Safe Harbor, woven speaks to the desire to humanize products and the value of our personal environments. Indicative of light wood tones like caning and rattan used in handcrafted arts, woven reminds us all of the importance of natural influence and tightly woven relationships. Woven's warmer pink and waxy tones bring grounding to the palette and is neutral enough for both warm and cool environments. With two light neutrals in the palette, we felt that this color was equally as important as transition and lean more towards the comfort and care we are all craving post-COVID. The industry applications are furniture, exteriors, tile, flooring, textiles, paint, wall covering, and hard surfaces. And it was forecasted in all regions. From the color story, Communities of Change, community feels transcending, yet leaves us grounded, safe, balanced, and relaxed. A fluid color that provides an unexpected neutral, it gives depth and support to surrounding colors. The ambiguity of color family, along with the warmth, gender neutrality, and sense of security it provides, led us to believe that it will have broad applications across multiple industries. It was forecasted in all regions, and the industry applications are furniture, textiles, paint, carpeting, leather, wall covering, accessories, lighting, LVT, and cabinetry. From the color story, L Essential, curcuma is a deeper and organic high chroma yellow that provides a sophisticated glow from within. This golden hour hue reminds us of our precious worth and can be seen across many facets of our environment, including cuisine, metals, architecture, and nature. The industry applications are exterior trim, outdoor textiles, surfaces, paint, wall covering, automotive, furniture, tile, and leather. From the color story Cloud Life, Dream Time is a soothing and safe color with a green foundation. The mystic and spiritual hue washes over you like a eucalyptus balm, calming your senses. It is forecast in both matte and metallic, creating a natural appeal that also speaks to digital technology. With both a clean and biophilic feel, this color will help bridge the coveted need for sanitary spaces, while also feeling connected to the healing power of nature. Its complexity also allows for the connection between the digital realm and the real world. The industry applications are electronics, wall covering, trims, surfaces, accessories, lighting, paints, and leather. From the color story Unbiased, the influence of global science on our everyday life leads to a blurring of lines between creativity and innovation, man-made and nature-made, and leads us toward complexity in color. Nano represents the perfect blend of science and technology with earthiness and nature, both of which influence growth in our lives. A futuristic hue kissed by a hint of metallic, Nano is grounded in green that gives it a more natural biophilic feel. It will look great in various gloss levels and will pair with neutrals and wood tones. The industry applications are exteriors, automotive, interiors, electronics, accessories, paint, wall coverings, and trims. Now over to you, Laura.
Okay, from the color story, Be Fearless, within is a familiar and welcoming color that represents our journey toward an undetermined future. It's reminiscent of building materials like terracotta and brick, and foods like spices and tomatoes, and speaks to the need to make and grow things with our hands while giving us a sense of familiarity and comfort. It's a friendly color with lots of emotion and pairs especially well with green tones and neutrals. Within falls between People Power from Asia Pacific and Affectividad from Latin America, and was forecast for contract because it serves a dual role of reading red or orange depending on the colors around it. It's forecasted for all regions, and industry applications are leather, furniture, interiors, accessories, exteriors, paints, flooring, and wall covering. From the color story Hungry Senses, this delicious hue originates from the European Global Forecast and satiates our hunger for happiness. Happy chocolate is a deep reddish brown that's luxurious and grounded. It's a great behind-the-scenes neutral that pairs well with many colors, especially blushes. It offers the warmth that we crave and connection through shared meals while remaining a fresh version of something that connects us to the past. It's forecasted for North America and Europe, and the industry applications are exteriors, interiors, cabinetry, furniture, accessories, paint, wall covering, textiles, leather, surfaces, and flooring. From the color story El Essential, Morning Dew is a fresh, crisp, clean blue. It offers peaceful new beginnings after the stormy chaos of recent years. Morning Dew is a transitional color that will pair well with neutrals. It's forecast as a low chroma with red undertones, offering a gender-neutral color that will be universally appealing. It's forecasted for all regions, and the industry applications are wall covering, hard surfaces, paint, textiles and upholstery, and leather. From two color stories, Semimorphosis and Resalience, Intervallo is an uplifting blue-green that's reminiscent of the past as we look back to gain strength and then begin to move forward. This biophilic chameleon bridges the blue of the ocean with the green of the forest and hints at both restoration and hope. With its neutral gray undertone, it offers widespread appeal for many applications. Intervallo will be an important hue to the healthcare industry with its self-reflective healing properties. It's forecasted for all regions, and the industry applications are interior, exterior, trim, flooring, furniture, textiles, leather, paint, and wall covering. From the color story El Essential, Aesthetic is a grounding, stable color that offers a sense of security. Forecast with a balanced dose of green and yellow, this mossy green reflects the forest depths and is naturally holistic. It's a strong, durable color reminiscent of the military that will play an anchor in any palette. It's forecasted in Europe and North America, and the applications are interiors, exteriors, textiles, furniture, paint, wall covering, and leather. From the color story Semimorphosis, Metamorphose is an unapologetically bold. It exudes happy. It has a yin and yang effect riddled with juxtapositions such as nostalgic and modern, while youthful and sophisticated. This color reflects the influence of cultures around the globe coming together. Metamorphose allows us to reinvent ourselves as winter turns into spring, as we move from what was to what will be, making it a playful accent in any palette. It's forecasted for all regions, and the industry applications are interiors, textiles, signage, accessories, leather, paint, wall covering, and hard surfaces. And that's your 2022 Global Color Direction for Contract.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. That was great. Stick around. We are having the Q&A session for everybody after this next presentation. And I look forward to seeing you guys and hearing more about it. So please, once again, keep the questions coming in the Q&A area and in the chat area. If you have anything for specific grouping, please just make sure to identify the workshop in which the question is focused on, and we will cover all of those after our next presentation. So, finishing up the final workshop findings for Lifestyle and Consumer is our second of the two champions for this workshop, Samantha McLean, who will be presenting the Fashion and Visual Communications reports. Samantha McLean is the Color Marketing and Design Manager for Lorama Group. Not only is she one of the newest members of our Color Marketing Group's Board of Directors, she is also the graphic designer for the monthly color alerts, as well as @color.insight Instagram account. So please allow me and please help me welcome, sorry about that, Samantha, to the screen.
Thank you very much for that, Stephanie.
All right, I'm gonna start sharing and let you go for it. Good luck.
Thanks. All right, I believe you're all seeing the correct screen right now. Beautiful. All right, so we will be discussing the global color direction for visual communications first, and then fashion. So starting us off with our color story, the 2022 global color direction for visual communications had several influences driving the forecast. And the desire to influence growth to reach a simpler life, and here we go. A desire to respect nature and the influence of contemporary statements while respecting old-fashioned finishes. We see a nice balance between cool neutrals and warm chromatic hues to create harmony and equilibrium in the message communicated either in person or online. So to start us off, we have colors driven by environment and climate change, influenced by Safe Harbor, activism, and L'Essential color stories from 2022. Starting us off, we have curcuma, conveys a vintage-like modern aesthetics and composition. It supports communication and conveyed across numerous visual categories, whether in the forefront or as a background of a set frame. We see it being used in vintage photography, on websites, and popping up via filters on supporting social media. We see this color in character design as well as a recognizable yet more approachable hue for characters' clothing than cool yellow past. Seeker, our next color, is bold and unforgiving. When used on white or black backgrounds, this color will be vibrant with light. It can be perceived from a distance and make a bold statement. It is warm and its chromaticness complement cool colors and neutral design elements. This color will be used in great effect for virtual and augmented reality graphics applications. We'll start to see this web application for UX design, as well as taking off for mobile. With more people switching to dark mode settings, we'll use this color to provide greater contrast. Now, nebula, because of its origins in space and the night sky, nebula inspires the adventurer, graphic designer, and broadcasts an invitation to wander and explore, while be brave in design. It will complement cool colors used in backdrops. Luxury brands will, luxury brands that have already established this usage of purple are moving towards this softer shade. Biosci is a strong and animated color that naturally lends itself well to science and digital platforms. Its clean and vibrant nature exalts the promise of innovation and originality. Here again, we start to see a green as an intention-grabbing color. It's neutral, capable of replacing white in backdrops and even typeface applications. As an accent, we see this in print media and greeting cards. So next, our color story, driven by duality of digital and real, influenced by cloud life and communities of change. Because hope belongs to the yellow family and connects naturally to our surroundings, this color instills a sense of belonging and feeling of warmth to any graphic creation, especially when it comes to digital backgrounds. The overload of blue light as we continue to use our screens has caused us to shift to yellows in e-commerce and websites to provide us that sense of relief. We won't be seeing this color much in signage, as due to its tendency to fade, it will be primarily a digital usage. And the energy emitting from bridge pushes us forward to courageous ways. Its purity and its its purity helps it to visually stand on its own with no need for supporting colors. However, it can be a great accent when used sparingly. We see this color used to convey environmentalism in graphic design and branding, and it will be a color to help bring the outdoors inside. This is always a popular color for illustration and graphic design. Counterbalance. A deep green that provides confidence and strength. It works as a design anchor and is already emerging in cinematography as a backdrop color. It works well for strong design elements that impart a meaningful reassurance and sense of mystery. It's already being used widely in cinematography, and we'll see it also in editorial and publishing. Our next color story are colors driven by change, growth, and resilience. Sine qua non, sorry if I butchered that, semimorphosis, be fearless, as well as communities of change are all the stories that inspired the two colors. Because of its metallic finish, Reflexion brings us a sense of sophistication and invokes a delicious luxury. provides a smooth texture and a shiny finish to elevate a brand image and convey expertise and sophistication. In animation, we'll be seeing this metallic color as we shift towards warmer metallics versus cooler ones, and Reflexion is driving that transition. We're mirroring the trend for 2022 with those cooler metallics. We'll see this in packaging for neutral makeup palettes, as well as packaging for e-commerce products that are looking to heighten their unboxing experience. And next, there we are, Resource, a gender-neutral orange. Thanks in parts to its warmth, we'll see this color being used in masculine and feminine service offerings. Welcoming without being too bold, and it can be used as a complementary hue to both dark and light greens. Because of its flexibility, we'll see it across subsegments of visual communications, similar to BioSci. This is an attention-grabbing color for print and digital articles as well, and a great accent for editorial illustration. Next, we have colors driven by our own emotions and desire for a simpler life, inspired by Safe Harbor, Resilience, L'Essential, and Revival. So the warmth of Ottimismo, I got that one right, calls for immediate joy at first sight. It's a bright, sunshiny hue, and it can be used as a primary or secondary color, highlighting elements of design or working as a standalone. We'll see this new color used by brands that have been established for many years, needing that refreshing for the old gold usage and to update their brand identities to modern ideals. So take, for instance, those old banks that have red or blue and gold in their logos, and now that gold will be replaced with this. We'll start to see this color expanding as well into typography. The cool aspect of this neutral is an excellent foundation color with any design. Teal is forgiving without being distracting. It can support any visual graphic and is versatile for any brand touch point. Electronics packing in soft matte finishes with that tactile unboxing experience. We'll always see this color in print, whether we notice it or not. It's forgiving without being distracting, can be used effectively as a supporting color. Our next story, we have drivers finding our voices and self-affirmation, Safe Harbor, activism, metamorphosis, and being fearless are the stories that drove this. Seeker, being our first color, appears again with a new driver. As we move from a human-centered design to humanity-centered design, we'll start to see this color in graphic design for projects that revolve around making meaningful social impact. Design for good. This will not be used for consumer goods, but through design of community projects, cross-functional government and non-governmental organizations, we'll start to see this color move to community spaces like park benches and functional artwork. There it is. And the final color we have for visual communications is True Blue. This is an authentic color that works well in modern applications. It is very contemporary and can be considered as a neutral for visual communications. It has the potential to become unique and strong brand color. We'll see it appear in logos for products and services that need to be marketed to a broad range of consumers, such as hygiene essentials, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, transportation, ride sharing, hospitality, and e-commerce platforms. Like Optismo, True Blue will serve as an update for older brand colors that are now in need for refresh. So in summary, colors building this direction are cultivated from the desire to respect nature and influence growth to reach a simpler life. They bear a sense of cheerfulness for contemporary statements while respecting old-fashioned and rich surfaces and designs. We see a nice balance between cool neutrals and warm chromatic hues to create harmony and equilibrium in the message communicated either in person or online. All right, let me take a breath. All right, fashion and accessories now. So just like the vast field of communications that encompasses an expansive written, verbal, and visual cues that reach us daily through countless media, the 2022 global color direction for fashion and accessories is motivated by several influences driving the forecast, such as the preservation of environment, the digital and physical duality we are experiencing, as well as heightened awareness of our inner emotions and desire to affirm our voices, lead an unequivocal future crowned with the wreath of growth and resilience. So starting us off, primarily we have noticed a focus on environment and climate change driving this forecast. This originated from color stories such as activism, revival, unbiased, and essential. This direction is supported by 6 colors that will reinforce our collective efforts to continue steps of pioneers who put environment and climate change on top of the agenda of the planet. The colors have an essential warmth quality to them and only one green outlier. This holds the weight of the influence as the yellow environment transmits us to a world cautiously moving forward. So our first color, Puma, it's a grounding hue that is the evolution of the camel coat color staple. It's nostalgic, retro influence provides us comfort, is a healing hue with soothing, balming effects. This color will be key for accents and accessories and also for large color surfaces, moving cold weather items like thick knit sweaters and puffy vests to spring and summer apparel like cotton dresses with pockets and muslin scarves. Next, we have Validate, which is a rejuvenating and attention-grabbing orange. It registers very well digitally. Its vibrancy injects a punch of color copiously needed for energy while driven by fashion. We've started to see these bright colors like this paired with dirty or dull versions of the triadic counterparts. We see this a lot in the new Gucci lines with either dull or bright colors being used as accents or sparingly in other ways through accessories or cosmetics. Look for this color in eyewear, jewelry, wallets, bags, and even see it move to tops as our comfort adjusts because orange is forever polarizing. So People Power, the darker neutral, earthen, and grounded version of clay. This orange couples well with Validate to mute its vibrancy. While highly chromatic, it could appear as a neutral next to paler colors. With this one of dirtier colors, you'll get to see it used with pairing with vibrant colors. Like in March cover for Vanity Fair, where we see Billie Eilish in her trademark bright green hair, wearing a jacket with rusty, oversized paisley. This color is starting to be used in outerwear pieces for fall 2021 from multiple designers at New York Fashion. Fever is a classic red. Its feminine appeal adds modern allure and contemporary lifestyle. Its neutrality makes it feminine and masculine simultaneously, while it can be lightened or darkened by blanching this hue or simply pairing it with other colors. At its high saturation level, we'll be seeing it primarily in cosmetics, but also used in patterned textiles as an accent for outerwear. Much brighter red is currently on the runway, so this color will be the direction that it takes in the future, darkening up, muting itself to make way for other colors to brighten and pop. Speaker was chosen in many of the consumer segments over the past couple of years. We've seen it in music videos from Lizzo and Megan Thee Stallion, so we can expect it to take hold of fashion accessories pretty rapidly. It's with a bit of gray, it calms this bold tone right down and is well suited for fall and winter outerwear when in need of a pop of color. We feel comfortable enough to live with this on a higher price tag. So lastly, we have a touch to technology and a highly digital color with influences from gaming industry, BioSci. as a prospect to open the door for green spectrum to enter the fashion industry, since it is a budding or spring hue, effervescent. Our secondary driver for this forecast derives from our resilient attitude as we face change and as we discover a willingness to grow emotionally. This is driven by semimorphosis and a resilience. 3 colors promotes resilience, Reflexion, Fronda, and Intervallo. They are flexible neutrals that keep us stable while withstanding lifestyle shifts. Warmness of the metallic shifts away from the coolness of the past, which we've already talked about. So starting us off, a smooth and reflective finishes are on the rise. Reflexion highlights the importance of metal and gold finishes, as well as the strong earthen materials that are resilient and suitable to numerous applications. It's a shining surface promotes strength and stability and can add a premium quality to the products. Fronda represents a shift from grayish and transmits a new commitment to the green story. Going forward, green becomes a color of warmth driver. The previous cooler gray dominance is now warm towards this virgin color. We've already seen this in sweaters and some woolen outerwear. We can expect it to return in suede and footwear and the grainy leather handbags for a bit of earthy life instilled into these materials. We also see this color textured in synthetic materials like Gore-Tex outerwear, composite shirts, and pants for activewear. Next, the petrol blue of Intervallo is a good neutral for balancing the palette. With its hints of green, this updated navy turns a restorative mood after a lot of emotional chaos and turmoil. We've seen it used by Chanel as a base color in plaid, and is well suited for other patterns and textures. It could become the new direction for denim. So our next story, we have lesser extent. The forecast embodies our own sentiments and desire for more simplistic yet brighter life, as detailed in Sine Qua Non and Hungry Senses. The driving influence overall, yellow is highly important and driven by Gen Z. Optimismo's vibrancy makes it action-oriented, ensuring optimistic and hopeful feelings to a generation that needs nurturing and cultivation. We saw this yellow creep into a few years ago when Beyonce wore this hue for a music video where she definitely beat up a car, expressing her feelings towards her husband's infidelity. And that juxtaposition of joy that you see in that video and pain is coupled with that tireless optimism found in this color and why it's well suited for longevity as we move out of this depressive state. We'll see it worldwide in accessories and likely moving all the way to pants and suits when it reaches full stride. Next, we have Happy Chocolate, a brown that becomes a new foundation, distancing its past, coolness of the past. Past. Anyways, after surviving a global crisis, we will be pivoting to a euphoric, pleasure-seeking tendencies once again. Grounded earth tones will become popular for leather products and accessories due to their classic and vintage charm. This color has the prospect of becoming a neutral for the decade and replacing gray. How terrifying for some. So lastly, we have colors driven by duality of digital and real as detailed in communities of change. So we only have one color for this palette, but it is still significant. This deep blue-green acts as a transitional color between two realities. It is harmonious, folkloric hue that makes it a forerunner to other greens and can be coupled with pale or chromatic colors. When it comes to fashion, this color will be making its way into accessories and wearable electronics as they connect us to the digital and real. So in summary, we have the 2022 Global Color Direction for Fashion and Accessories. The market is primarily motivated by our amplified consciousness of the environment and change, as well as the realization for our desire to grow and our reassurance that in the face of calamities, the desire to live an unassuming, modest life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samantha. That was absolutely fantastic. So at this time, everybody is going to come back, but because of our timing, we're going to actually have to change up the Q&A a little bit for that we had planned. So Laura, Mercedes, Ashley, and Samantha, you can all come back on screen. We want to thank you and everything. But because of our time constraints right now, because all of the amazing content, unfortunately, we won't be able to do an online live Q&A. So what we're going to do is you can reach out to Sharon at sgriffiths@colormarketing.org with any questions that she has, and she will get you in contact with all of the presenters with all this amazing content. The written reports are going to be provided to all of our amazing members in order to have that, so you can look at all the written content and study this over at your leisure. All right, so thank you so much, ladies. I'm going to bring us home with some final parting words from the CMG, and you know, we couldn't have done it without you. That is absolutely for sure. Great job, ladies. So as a volunteer organization, we are nothing without our amazing members and who volunteer their times and talents. I would like to thank all of our workshop participants and our champion speakers, Mercedes, Samantha, Ashley, Mavis, and Laura, for their extremely hard work and dedication. It's safe to say that, once again, we could not do it without you. We have some exciting events coming up. First up, don't forget to sign up for our Chromosome. Our 2023 color forecasting events are already underway in the virtual setting. We also have our amazing Color Speak events covering the question, did we get it right? Part 1 will be on March 24th, and we have our current CMG president, Peggy Van Allen, who will be running that one. And then on Wednesday, 28th, Part 2 will be done by our immediate past president, Judith Van Vliet. And last but not least, save the date for our virtual international summit on November 3rd and 4th. You will not want to miss this. And for more information on these events, please go to our website, colormarketing.org. We hope you have a colorful day, and remember, color sells and the right color sells better. Thank you.